Bitcoin is approaching something called the death cross. Not exactly what you want to be hearing if you're invested in crypto. And if you've never heard of the term before, well, death cross does not sound good if you're talking about stocks, crypto, or anything related to assets and markets in general. It sounds like you're probably going to lose a lot of money. The market's going to crash. So I've been getting a lot of questions. Well, what's going on? Is the market going to crash? What are the plans moving forward? Should we sell off our positions? Today's video, we're going to go over exactly what is going on. We're going to start off by addressing this death cross, what's going on there. We're also going to go over what's going on with Dogecoin, because we had a major announcement come out with Dogecoin earlier today, within the last couple of hours, with Elon Musk, the co-creator of Dogecoin itself, and another billionaire investor who actually was promoting Dogecoin. And it's not Mark Cuban, it's not Jack Dorsey, it's another big name person who has the CEO of a major crypto exchange. After that, we're going to go over a couple things with altcoins, and make sure to stick around until the end of the video, because we're going to go something going on with one particular altcoin that institutions just started pouring in tens of millions of dollars. And this is very surprising because most of the time we don't see them putting money into smaller altcoins, but this is an exception, and that's a good sign for us. We want to keep it on our watch list or potentially invest in it if you don't already. So if you don't already have the public.com investing app, make sure to go ahead and follow me on that. You can buy stocks, sell stocks, and see exactly what I'm buying and selling in real time, as well as a full portfolio breakdown. Think of it like an investing app combined with social media. It is completely free to follow me. Use the code Michael when you sign up, and you'll get up to $50 in a free stock. But anyways, let's start off with a market recap. What's going on in the market right now? So over the last 24 hours, the market is down slightly. We're at about a $1.5 trillion market cap, down about 1.8%. Bitcoin's down 2.11%. Ethereum's down 0.37%. Binance Coin is relatively flat, and Dogecoin is actually up a little bit, about 1.69%. So overall, relatively flat, nothing too crazy happening with the market. Big news recently was Coinbase listing a bunch of new altcoins like Polkadot, like Shiba Inu, and a couple of other altcoins, but nothing crazy is happening in the market right now. But the big news here is what is going on with the so-called death cross. What is it? What's happening? Is it going to actually happen? So let's talk about that. Right now, a lot of people are talking about something called the death cross. It's a looming death cross. Everyone is worried about it. And essentially what the death cross is first of all, it could signal that we're entering a bear market if it does happen. And what it is, for those of you who are not familiar, who have never heard of it before, it's when the 50-day moving average crosses below the 200-day moving average. If that happens, that's a sign, a clear sign that we could be entering a bear market like we did back in 2018, back in 2019, after we saw the market have a major correction. So back in 2018, when we saw this happen, we saw Bitcoin's price drop 70%. Then in 2019, when this happened, we saw Bitcoin's price drop 47%. The only time we didn't see a major move of about 50 to 80% correction happen after we saw this so-called death cross was back in 2020. Last year, during the pandemic, we saw it briefly cross before we reached new all-time highs. So that's one of the only times where we saw it have a death cross, where the 50-day moving average did cross below the 200-day moving average, and then we didn't see like a 50% correction. So that was one time. But right now, there's a lot of reports saying that Bitcoin's price could drop to about $20,000 per coin if we see it cross below that if we see the 50-day moving average cross below the 200-day moving average, and we see the death cross happen. If that were to happen, people are expecting that we would see Bitcoin's percentage in total market cap of the crypto market would increase dramatically. So right now, Bitcoin has a dominance of 44.8%. People are expecting that we would see that go well above 50% if it does happen. On the other hand of this, a lot of people are still very bullish on crypto. They're saying, look, we're continuing to buy. We have a strong support at around $30,000 per coin, and we don't think we're dropping below that anytime soon, if not ever. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But the one thing that we do know is that typically in every single time that we have had a major correction happen, is that right after we see it cross below, once we see the 50,000 cross below the 200-day moving average, if we see that happen, typically we'll see a little bit of a relief rally. We'll see the price of Bitcoin continue to rise again, but it would reach a lower high than it did previously. And if we see that happen, when that would confirm the trend that we have switched from a bullish market into a bearish market. Me personally, I'm pretty bullish on crypto, very bullish actually, and I think that by the end of the year, the major things to keep an eye out on, even if this does happen, would be what is going on with institutions. We're seeing with Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs being approved. I've talked about this a lot of times on the channel. In my opinion, those are going to be things to keep an eye out on. Yes, we want to keep an eye on this 50-day and 200-day moving average, and if the death cross happens. And we'll have to keep an eye on that, and I'll keep you guys updated on what goes on here, because it will be a sign for a lot of people who follow technical indicators that probably we're entering a bear market and we will see a sell-off. It's just inevitable if it does happen. But if we're talking about 6-8 months down the road, I think we're in a great position for crypto, because institutions are finally starting to realize the potential of Bitcoin, Ethereum. They're starting to put more money in, and if we see a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF approved, well, that would be a sign to me that major money is starting to come into the market. We would start to see, tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars poured into crypto through these Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. But that is what the so-called death cross is, and what's going on with it, if it's going to happen, and how it would affect your portfolio if it does. Next up is something that happened with Dogecoin. The other day, Elon Musk actually liked a tweet from the Dogecoin co-creator, whose name is, Billy Marcus. He tweeted out a article that says this article is useful for perspective. It shows the current state of crypto in the USA, providing a baseline of adoption. 6% of the US population now uses or own crypto, and Dogecoin was on the top of that list. Elon Musk liked this tweet, and it's pretty exciting because anytime Elon Musk is talking about Dogecoin, liking tweets about Dogecoin, the whole Doge community gets very, very excited. And this is actually something to get excited about. So there was a report recently done by a firm, a research and data analytics firm called Mick Digital. And according to this firm, what they did is they collected research and data from Google Trends, from search results, from big blockchain data as well, and they compiled all this data, and they did a report that showed how US states and cryptocurrency trends are forming across the US. So they said the report is called US Cryptocurrency Trends and Hotspots 2021. Most crypto savvy states revealed, and also they talked about specific cryptos. So first thing I want to go over is we'll talk about Dogecoin. The important thing about Dogecoin in this report is that actually the study showed that Dogecoin had a 1,781% increase in interest, which means how much people are talking about it, searching it, and looking up Dogecoin over the last year. In addition to just the search increasing and how much interest has been in that crypto, we also saw that it had a 6,900% increase in value since 2020. So it was the most talked about and most increased in value. This is important because this is the crypto that had one of the largest increases in value and the largest increase in interest. The second most was with Ethereum. Ethereum had a 777% increase in interest in the US, and we saw the interest really increase in areas like California, New Jersey, and Washington. So Ethereum was number 2 in terms of interest, but the price only increased about 313%. So they talked about a couple of other cryptos. They talked about Dogecoin, Maker, Ethereum, Dash, Litecoin, and Bitcoin. They looked at how much people are talking about it and in what areas of the US and how much the price increased. And the important thing with this report is that we're seeing California is a state that we're seeing a lot of cryptocurrency growth in that state. The state with the most growth, though, was in actually Hawaii. Hawaii saw the most growth in terms of how many people are holding crypto, how many people are talking about it. Over the last year, we saw Hawaii actually increase about 687% in terms of how much people are talking about crypto. Very exciting stuff, because right now we see only about 6% of the US population own crypto. Very small percentage. If we see this trend grow over time, which in my opinion is a guarantee that we're going to see more than 6% of the population own crypto? Well, that shows you guys that we're just in on the ground floor. We're in really early right now. And as we see retail investors and the general population start to put more money into crypto, and we start to see that 6% turn into 12%, turn into 50%, eventually probably 100% down the road, well, that's when we're going to really make the big money. So anyone who's saying crypto's going nowhere, crypto's going to crash, when you're looking at this data right here, it's a clear sign that we're in so early for crypto. Only 6% of people in the US own it. And once we see that number get to 50, get to 70%, which it inevitably will over time, well, that's when you're going to start to see massive gains in no matter really what crypto you're holding, as long as the project is established and here years to come. Many projects aren't going to be around, but for example, Bitcoin, Ethereum, that's why those are great to have in your portfolios, because those are established. Those really aren't going away anytime soon, if ever. And if you're just looking at in terms of the data, Bitcoin, Ethereum might not gain the most, but we know only 6% of the US population owns crypto. Once that starts to get into 50, 70, even 100% down the road, well, you're going to make money no matter what crypto you're invested in, as long as it is around years and years to come. So it's exciting with Dogecoin that it was ranked on top of that list according to the data. And it was exciting to see Elon Musk like the tweet, and the founder and co-creator of Dogecoin tweeted out as well. Other thing going on with Dogecoin is actually a new Billionaire crypto exchange CEO actually revealed a Dogecoin surprise, something that was very interesting. It made a lot of people in the Dogecoin community excited, and he did a whole entire interview talking about this. And we don't see that happen very much with a prominent, crypto CEO talking about Dogecoin, being very pro Dogecoin and really pushing for it. He says he wasn't pushing for it, but this was a sign, in my opinion, that he was really pushing for it and liking it. So right now, the Sam Bankman-Fried, the billionaire chief executive of cryptocurrency exchange FTX, he said that Dogecoin is the asset of the year for 2020 and 2021. And we're really seeing this because what we saw with that previous report done by Mick Digital, we saw that Dogecoin was the most talked about, Dogecoin increased the most in value, and really Dogecoin opened the door up to many new retail investors into the world of crypto. People say it's bad for crypto, but he explained how, look, so many people who may have never invested in crypto, or it may have taken years for them to get involved, they saw Dogecoin, it wasn't intimidating, and they said, look, we're going to invest in Dogecoin because it's not intimidating, we like the memes, and it opened the door up to millions of people getting into crypto that may have not gotten into it before. He goes on to explain how, do you know how Times has their person of the year? If there was an asset of the year for 2020 and 2021, it wouldn't be GameStop, it wouldn't be AMC. He's saying it would be Dogecoin, because Dogecoin is the asset that accurately reflects our current economic climate. This is all according to what he said in the interview. He says Dogecoin is the asset that we have all chosen, that we all deserve, for better or for worse. And he doesn't want to say it's an endorsement or anti-endorsement. He's just trying to be factual about what's going on, unbiased, and say, look, Dogecoin has done better. Dogecoin has gotten so many people into investing, and really it is the asset of 2020 and 2021. In addition to this, he says, really, Dogecoin is like a clear indicator of what's going on in the market. He says, I think when you look at what happened with GameStop, what happened with AMC, what's happening with all of these meme stocks, the only thing surprising about these rallies with GameStop that went up hundreds of percentage is that it didn't happen with crypto. It wasn't a cryptocurrency. That GameStop wasn't a crypto, because the pattern that's happening with GameStop and AMC and some of these meme stocks is exactly what we see happen with crypto. It's not unusual. People start talking about a crypto project, it's not heard about, and the community builds up, and then we see the price of that crypto go up. That's what's happening with AMC and GameStop. He goes on to explain that the moment Robinhood banned the buying of GameStop, hundreds of millions of dollars flowed instantly into Dogecoin, and it showed that if we all get together on social media, decide with our collective imagination what the thing is valued at, well, it's going to go up to that price. And this is just very exciting to see that a crypto billionaire, the CEO of a major crypto exchange, is saying, look, Dogecoin is the asset of the year. It brought millions of people into crypto. It's made more people invest in crypto. It is really the clear indicator of what is going on with markets right now, whether we're talking about the stock market, whether we're talking about what's going on in crypto. It is just a clear indicator of what the major shift is happening in the world of investing right now to communities getting behind assets, helping to push up their prices and eventually build a community and make something out of it. We're seeing that with AMC. AMC has raised billions of dollars from the stock price and retail investors being behind it. We're seeing it with Dogecoin. Millions of people are behind Dogecoin. Elon Musk is a prominent figure. And with that strong support, that strong community, well, we're seeing that now with a strong community, with money behind a project, it can turn into something real, no matter if it was started as a joke, no matter if it was started as a real company. It doesn't matter if something has enough money behind it, enough people supporting it, it can turn into something real. So this was just very exciting, saying, look, you know what, a major person in the crypto space, a CEO of an exchange, is talking about Dogecoin in such a positive light, especially for the Dogecoin community, people who have owned Doge, who have been part of Dogecoin for a while. I don't know if you guys have seen this story, but people are talking about crypto right now and how we're going to see a crash. It's inevitable and things are not looking good for crypto. However, this report from venture capitalists shows the exact opposite. And this report explains how right now venture capital makes a record $17 billion bet on the crypto world over the last 6 months alone. And it doesn't look like they're slowing down anytime soon because they realize the potential of crypto over the next couple of years. Many people say, you know what, even if the market sees a bit of a correction, even if we see Bitcoin go down to 20,000, we are in such a great position. We are in such an early stage of crypto that it's time to get in now. Like we talked about in, earlier in the video and in previous videos, 6% of the US population owns crypto. What happens when that gets to 50? What happens when that gets to 100%? That's what we're going to see are these massive gains. You just got to be patient. You just got to wait. It takes time for anything like this to develop. And once we see that number increase from 6% of people owning crypto to 50, 60, 70% of people, which it will happen over time, that's going to be when we see major gains in the crypto world. So right now what we're seeing is venture capitalists have poured $17 billion this year alone in 2021 into companies that operate in the crypto world, according to data from PitchBook. In May, Block.one, which is a blockchain software company, who's backed by billionaires like Peter Thiel, Alan Howard, and Louis Bacon, they all injected $10 billion of digital assets and cash into Bullish Global, which is a new crypto exchange, and that alone would have made 2021 the largest year in terms of how much money was put into crypto projects. But that wasn't it. We're already at $17 billion, and that we're only halfway through the year. And according to Ian Rogers, who is the Ledger's chief experience officer, he said, look, I'm on the opinion that everyone will own crypto at some point in the future. It's just a matter of what price they get in, because we're still at the protocol phase. We're not at that iPod in Target moment yet when people were going crazy about buying iPods. It was revolutionary. People were buying iPhones. We're not at that moment yet. He said right now we're in the very early stages. Some people are nervous about getting in. People have heard about crypto, but a lot of people don't own crypto. Only 6% of people in the US own crypto. And once we see everyone own it, well, that's when we're going to see major gains. And he says for that reason, that is why they are pouring, billions of dollars into new projects, new crypto projects, because this is where a lot of wealth is going to be made over the next couple of years, is in the crypto space. So just something interesting to see that people are getting worried about crypto, yet venture capitalists are going all in. $17 billion within the last couple of months. Interesting story here. I don't know if you guys had seen the story earlier in the year in late 2020, but a lot of sports players have been opting into actually getting paid with crypto. And now a major announcement came out from a Canadian men's basketball league, because they officially announced that they are going to be offering Bitcoin as a form of payment for any of the players in the league. So the Canadian Elite Basketball League, it's by no means, the NBA, it's by no means a major sporting league, but the Canadian Elite Basketball League, the CEBL, announced a deal with BitBuy days before the start of its third season on June 24th, and this partnership is going to be the first ever of its kind between a professional sporting league in North America and a crypto company. And their partnership with BitBuy is going to allow basketball players in the league to opt in to receive a portion of their salary in Bitcoin. It's very exciting because the trading platform will convert Canadian dollars, Canadian payment dollars, into cryptocurrency and deposit the digital coins into the players' personal crypto wallets And this is the first time that we're seeing an entire sporting league, professional sports league, work with crypto to ensure that people can get paid in Bitcoin, in different crypto if they choose to. So according to one of the CEOs of the league, he explained how our partnership with BitBuy speaks to our commitment to players and also to our forward-thinking approach to how we got about our business. We appreciate BitBuy's investment in helping us further grow Canada's official national pro basketball league. And moving forward, the opportunity to be paid in Bitcoin is something that players are incredibly excited about. They believe in crypto, and it gives them another option, and it's showing the way of the future for crypto. In addition to this, a lot of people have heard back in 2020, December, an NFL player named Russell Okung. He is considered one of the highest paid players in the NFL just because he opted in to get half of his salary paid in Bitcoin. He got half of his $13 million salary paid in Bitcoin back in December of 2020. And since then, Bitcoin's price has about doubled. At one point, it had tripled. So because of this, a lot of people have been looking at him as an example. He wanted to get paid in Bitcoin. Now other sporting leagues, other players have been doing the same thing. And it's just something very exciting to see that some, professional sports leagues, major names are saying, look, we believe in the value of crypto and Bitcoin long term. We'd rather get paid in this, some of our salary put in there because it's going to grow over time and we believe in it. So just something exciting to see. Eventually, we'll probably see more and more sports leagues do this. But like we've said time and time again, right now, we're still in such the early stages of crypto. At some point in the future, it would be hard to rule out the fact that every single business, every single person is going to have Bitcoin, have crypto in their, portfolio of assets, and maybe even be able to pay with Bitcoin, pay with Ethereum, pay with some sort of crypto at every store they go to in the future. If not Bitcoin or crypto, going to be some sort of digital currency because it's just easier. Imagine, you have to walk around with your wallet everywhere now, have to use a card, have to bring everything with you. But it's like if you go on a run, if you go on a walk, you might not want to bring right now even all your stuff. If you could just have everything on one device, be able to pay, be able to do everything like Apple Card and Apple Pay, well then that's going to be the way of the future with crypto, with digital currency. And we're seeing basketball players in Canada now have that option with the partnership with BitBuy. Next up is with institutional investors. This is the very exciting thing with an altcoin because institutional investors are finally starting to put more money into this altcoin than they are into other major cryptos like Ethereum. And we're seeing right now that institutional investors are coming over to an altcoin called Polygon amid rising Ethereum layer 2 demand, according to blockchain data. So right now, Polygon is a coin we've talked about a lot. It's currently ranked number 17 in terms of total market cap at about an $8.8 billion market cap. By no means is this a small crypto. It is definitely very large, and it's a crypto that Mark Cuban has officially invested in. He didn't just put money into the crypto, he invested in the actual project, in the actual company working on the project. So he's, all in on this. He likes it. Ever since then, we've seen more people talk about it, more people invest in it. In addition to this, right now, according to blockchain data, we're seeing that an increasing number of institutional investors and large investors are joining the Polygon network instead of using Ethereum. And for those of you who don't know, Polygon, think of Polygon like a brother or sister to Ethereum. Ethereum is the main highway. People can use Ethereum. However, it's like over time, if more people use Ethereum, they're building more DeFi applications on it, the highway becomes congested, the gas fees get extremely high, and things get a little slower. It only can process so many transactions per second. Now, with Polygon, essentially what it is, it's the side roads for Ethereum. Polygon makes it so, if you don't want to use Ethereum, you can still use Polygon and have a lot of the same benefits as using Ethereum. And that's what we're seeing happen. The Polygon, has lower fees. It's a little fat. Like Polygon, it doesn't have all the same benefits as Ethereum, but it connects back to the Ethereum network. And right now, what we're seeing is that at the beginning of June, about 65% of daily stablecoin transaction volume on Polygon came from transactions with values above $1 million. And that shows that we're seeing DeFi whales move from Ethereum to Polygon because not many people have $1 million to be buying Polygon, transacting on with crypto. Now, a lot of people do, but for example, most people who have millions and millions of dollars are if they have a couple million, they might be doing that with Bitcoin or Ethereum. You're not going to see them start to go with some of the smaller projects and, other smaller transactions. But right now, the reason why we are seeing people and these large transactions take place on Polygon versus Ethereum is that right now, there's cheaper yield farming and high frequency trading opportunities on Polygon versus Ethereum. So even if Ethereum right now is able to move over to ETH 2.0 faster than people expect, even if like Ethereum fees are not as high as they have been over the last couple of months because whales and there isn't as much volume, the thing is that people can do high frequency trades on Polygon for a lower cost, lower price. And we're already seeing projects move over to Polygon because of this, because of the cost benefits of being on Polygon versus Ethereum. So between June 1st and June 7th alone, stablecoin transactions valued more than $1 million dominated Polygon versus Ethereum. You can see right here, this chart shows the percentage of total volume done on the platform on that blockchain. And what we're seeing is that over $1 million made up a higher percentage on Polygon than it did on Ethereum. That shows that we're seeing institutions, big money players, start to move over to Polygon versus Ethereum just because of the cost benefits and cheaper gas prices. So interesting to see that happen. It's a project I'm very bullish on and something that I'm going to continue to keep an eye out on over the next couple of weeks, next couple of months. I am invested in Polygon. I've been invested in it for a while now, and I have talked about it quite a bit on the channel, but let me know what you guys think of it. Moving on. Have you guys seen what's happening with the digital yuan? If you haven't, something pretty interesting is going on. China has been pushing very heavily for its digital yuan. It wants that to be the main digital currency to be used in the country. It is really trying to avoid people using Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and other cryptos as a form of payment. So right now, digital yuan is being pushed heavily, and we're seeing that over 3,000 ATMs in Beijing and Shanghai offer digital yuan withdrawals directly from the ATMs. And this has come from two different companies, two of the major banks in China, and that is the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China and the Agricultural Bank of China. Both of these are offering two-way exchange between digital and traditional version of their currency. And it's just very exciting to see that China is ahead. They are very ahead in terms of central bank digital currencies and people being able to transact with digital currencies. They have this in over 3,000 ATMs, and right now, what we're seeing is that a number of businesses already accept the digital yuan. Workers have been paid with digital yuans, and what the Chinese government has been doing is they've been just sending out money through so-called red envelope lotteries. They've been just sending out about $9 million to random residents in the two cities in Beijing and Shanghai and saying, look, here's digital yuan and you can spend it however you want. You could send it with, you could spend however you want at any retailers that accept the digital yuan. They're doing this to try and promote people and try and get people to feel comfortable with spending digital currency and using and transacting with this all around the country. So it's exciting to see that we are seeing countries around the world already start to promote digital currencies. This isn't Bitcoin, this isn't Ethereum, but it is interesting just to see that like JD.com, like Starbucks, like major retailers in China are already accepting the digital yuan and people are starting to already use it. China has said that they're going to be testing its digital currency with foreign visitors at the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out if it is successful. I think it will be, but it's just interesting to see that China is ahead of the game for this, and we should be seeing more countries follow suit and do this very quickly, because the US is not going to want China to be the clear leader in terms of central bank digital currencies. Even though they are, the US is going to have to get on it quickly. You're going to have to make some moves in order to prevent China from becoming like the main main country for digital currencies in the future. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But that's what's really going on with crypto right now. Everything from Dogecoin to what's going on with the death cross to basketball players and getting paid in Bitcoin. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.